Hello everyone, I'm Loraine. This is my video blog called The Story of the Ever Unfolding Rose, where I tell my truth, my stories about self-love and spirituality. So as I have explained in my previous vlog, I decided to use my tarot cards and oracle cards to choose which topic I'll talk about per episode. Now for this episode, I've decided to use again Sava's Dark Mirror Oracle, and aside from this one, I'm also going to use the Healing Mantra deck of Kahn. And I'll just post the name actually in the description box of this video. And for this oracle decks, actually I pre-picked randomly one card per deck so that I can reflect and then brainstorm and let the creative juices flow on what topic I'll decide for this vlog. And I picked this first card. This is from the Dark Mirror Oracle. So as you can see, it's called Obsession. That's one. And the one that I picked from the Healing Mantra deck is this, actually very apt. It's called Unravelling Co-Dependency. And the mantra for this one is, only I feel good about my choices. And it's actually very apt. I'm just amazed at the synchronicity when I picked Obsession and then I picked that Unraveling Co-Dependency Healing Mantra deck. Very, very apt. So I'll start my vlog today with stating that we have at one point, even at present or even at the past, been obsessed with something. It can be as simple as a material collection, a rare collector's item, probably, figures, stamps, or even the more evolved ones. People can be obsessed with money, with fame, power, some with physical acts, some with substances, even addicted rather. For me, obsession is synonymous almost with addiction. And when I was reading actually this guidebook by the Dark Mirror on obsession, it mentioned that obsession is a drug. In small doses, it whips. In big ones, it kills. And actually, the analogy is somewhat very apt. So, for myself, of course, that's how I do this story. I apply it to myself. I was unconsciously obsessed with approval. Yes, I was such a people pleaser before. I was really. When I'm at work, I did more than what was required, what was indicated in my job description, because that will either make my bosses or my clients or my office mates happy. Or even with friends or family or loved ones, I was always very, very generous with my time, with my skills, with my resources, and with my love. They can attest to that. Even in my social media before, are my posts Instagram worthy? Will people like my posts? Don't we all actually at some point even wonder if people will approve of what we post on social media accounts? And for that, at one point actually, because all that I kept caring about was how others will approve of what I am doing most of the time, more than anything. Like, others can be loved ones, can be family, friends, significant others, colleagues, bosses even. So at one point this year, I had a recurring depression. I was so obsessed with the approval of others that I realized I've never felt so empty. I was so drained. I felt so tired with life. I felt that I don't really have anything more else to give. That kind of drained and empty. So with that, I was just so tired with life. I kept thinking I'd rather escape from this world. Others normally, when they feel drained or empty, unfortunately, they would treat themselves with harmful substances, or they would do something harmful with their bodies, for example. Unfortunately, although mine was a bit simpler, but still, I escaped with this obsession with another addiction in a way. Actually, it's either I'd love sleeping more, because when I sleep, it's a sweet oblivion for me before, or I'd escape with my books. Books with stories. Some people actually love non-stop watching of, for example, Korean dramas, Western series, because they also, like me, when they watch those, when we read, we don't have to think. We can escape this day-to-day life that doesn't bring happiness, contentment, fun, or any peace at all within ourselves. I was the same. So as I've mentioned, aside from being obsessed or addicted with the approval of others, approval of the world essentially, I was obsessed or addicted with reading several fictional love stories. Highlight on the fictional love stories, all of it, because they are happily ever after. That's the ending, happily ever after. That was my escape. That was my drug. That was my addiction. That was my obsession. The real world for me then was not the source of happiness at all. At least I used to think before. At least before. In my romance novel love stories, I get to escape. Pretend for a while I was the heroine. If it was an epic high fantasy, it was such a high to get lost as the female lead, blessed with gifts of beauty, intelligence, and even magic. And then I'd set off on a quest for a holy grail of some sorts, and then meet a handsome, dashing male lead. Then we'll fall in love along the way and save the world together. And then, and the ending will live happily ever after. I just really hated it when the story ends, because it brings me crashing down back to reality. And reality for me is everyday life then was boring, was unsatisfying, was really lacking for me. But this addiction with approval of others, coupled with my drug of choice, which is fictional love stories, actually did not make me really happy and truly content with life. I wanted to escape this feeling of emptiness and dissatisfaction with life. I told the Lord then that, Lord, help me with this. Help me. I really don't want to wake up every day feeling empty, feeling unmotivated, like just plain tired with life. So, inadvertently actually, with well-meaning friends, they actually helped me start to work out, and this active lifestyle really helped me a lot. But actually, I felt that this is not enough. This was not enough. When I tried going back again to a therapy session, it left a bad taste actually, because let's just leave it at that the practitioner I went to and I are not that compatible. So with that, you know what helped me figure out how I can heal myself? How I can feel whole again and continue to feel so. Every day I don't wake up feeling empty, dissatisfied or bored. Remember, I've been praying to the Lord to help me. No, I mean, not mechanically like every night, but it was sincere statement in my head at that moment in time, and every now and then, anywhere I just talk to Him. I ask Him for help. So when I've been praying recently, more so to the Lord about this to help me. And that's when actually I decided to take that leap of faith that I mentioned in my first episode. And when I made that leap of faith, the Lord said, it was time. It was time for me to start my healing process. Which actually brings me now to this very apt oracle card that I randomly picked from the Healing Mantra deck called Unravelling Co-Dependency. The mantra states, only I have to feel good about my choices. And actually, I would also like to read to you the guidebook description of this mantra. Let's see. Co-Dependency. This one. When codependency unravels, you are able to move freely in the direction of your heart's desire without needing permission from others. As codependency fades, you are able to honor the emotional reactions of others as just crucial stages of their own healing journey without taking responsibility for them. This mantra, the one that I mentioned, only I have to feel good about my choice, is ideal for healing family dynamics, cultivating emotional freedom, and reclaiming personal power. It looks like this in the description. So, with that, when I tie this back actually to taking that leap of faith I mentioned in my first vlog, when I finally made a choice and acted on it, I didn't know back in mid-October of this year that it will change my life forever and for the better. That was because I realized and eventually learned that God was just waiting for me to leap. Of course, figuratively, leap. Remember, when we sincerely pray to God, we just don't leave it at that. A miracle or the answers to your prayers will not miraculously fall onto your lap. There is no knight in shining armor or messianic savior that will come charging into your life and make you happy and make everything better. There's no such thing. Remember what I said in my previous vlog, the second vlog, that the path to our salvation can only be walked by ourselves. Therefore, only I can save myself, and only I have the power to make myself truly happy. I did not get true happiness from constantly pleasing others, from pleasing my loved ones, pleasing my friends, pleasing my bosses, pleasing my clients, my colleagues, or anyone around me. And no one, not even your family, not even your loved ones, nor your significant other, are responsible for your own happiness. No, they are not. Only you are responsible for your own happiness. I hope that's very clear. So, when I chose and bought that tarot and oracle deck, regardless of religious belief, regardless of what others will say if I am too woo-woo or too spiritual age stuff or something, or if they think I am sinning in the eyes of God, which I would just like to segue, all of us do not have the power to judge who are committing sins in this world. Nor should we. We are not here to judge other people. We are not even born in this world for others. We're not born in this world to make others happy or get their approval. I hope that synced. Because God only wants us to focus on our own path of salvation, to saving ourselves in this life, which is saving our own selves from misery, from emptiness, and things that don't really make us happy. God just wants us to focus on saving ourselves by making ourselves truly happy and loving ourselves unconditionally. Imagine a world full of people who unconditionally loves themselves first and foremost. They in turn, because they're fully satisfied, they're fully happy with themselves, can give this unconditional love to other people. And these other people who also unconditionally loves themselves will give to others, and vice versa. Isn't that a description of heaven on earth? And such a happy scenario if you'll just imagine about it. So, when I took that leap of faith and made a choice of what really makes me happy outside of the world's approval, religion, family, friends, I took the power to save myself unto my own hands. That was my first act, my first step actually, to choosing my own happiness. And with that, my life completely changed for the better in ways that I could not have imagined at all. I was walking with God through all of this, as He wants nothing for me but to be truly happy. And He wants the same for everyone else, not just me, for everyone. So, after that first step, that first act, that leap of faith, the rest was easy. I have been learning more and more each day how to make myself truly happy. Of course, there are days that I cry my heart out, but this is necessary for me to release any pain or wound that caused me in the first place to feel so empty and drained deep inside. In fact, I woke up one morning last month, so November, telling the Lord, oh my God. And no, don't worry, He doesn't get angry on that. In fact, the Lord our Father does not want us to grandstand with Him because He doesn't like things that are fake when you get too formal and inauthentic with Him. He wants to be treated as we would our close loved ones, like a father or like a mother. So anyway, going back, I told him that I just realized it's been more than 2 weeks then since I last read a fictional love story with a happily ever after. I was straight out amazed at the Lord. I told him, how are you so great? You are making each of my days happier, more fun, that I am actually myself choosing to stay here in this world at this very moment in time. You just made my life, Lord, better than any fictional love stories with the happily ever after that I've read. And now, even now, I haven't touched any of my pocketbooks, my romance novels since then. The Lord just made my life better than fiction. Imagine that. I was, and I still am, so amazed by what He has done and what He has been doing in my life. All that He required from me is to be first truly honest with myself. All the positives and negative aspects, so I can know what can truly make me happy. And then after that, taking that leap of faith towards God, believing He will catch me on the other side, taking that first step, first action towards my true happiness. He did not catch me when I took that leap of faith towards my own true happiness. Instead, He gave me my own wings to fly. I've never felt so happy and free since then at this moment in my life. And you know what He promised me as I continue to fly? Things will only get better. So with that, I want to leave you with the following questions. Just food for thoughts. What are you so focused right now? Does it make you wake up with happiness to welcome the day? Or does it even make you sleep at night, excited to wake up the next day? Are you really happy where you are at this moment in time? Outside your responsibilities, your commitments, societal and religious expectations, approval of other people, have you really asked yourself what can make you really happy? If you know what really makes you truly happy, then what's stopping you from taking that first initial step? Yourself? Remember, God is just waiting for you to take that first act, that initial step, to show Him that you are willing to act on your true happiness. So, take that leap of faith for your own happiness, and your life will never be the same for the better. Again, I am Loraine, and this is my love story. Until next time.